Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. I have a brand new #1 deck for you. Everyone probably saw this coming, maybe, but very excited to show it to you anyway. And this is with really, I'll say, 4 days into the new Zendikar Rising. Really five, but one doesn't count. Obviously, we had a lot of hiccups in terms of the platform and so forth. But before we go and check out this #1 deck, just want to say thank you as always. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. If you like the video, please like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch as well to stay up to date on content like this. All right, so what #1 deck do I speak of? Well, my friends, it is an Omnath deck. So right now, the 4-color Omnath deck is the deck to beat. So this is primarily in best of 3. Best of 1, it still runs really well. However, there are other decks out there that perform very well even in best of 1, despite all the things that Omnath can do here. So we're going to go ahead and cover the deck list today. The list will be available for you down below. Then we'll take a look at some of the sideboard options, best of 3 options, and then cover some of the key pieces and new components here, heavily weighted towards Zendikar's Rising. So very excited about it. So let's go ahead and jump into it here and see what we got going on. And quickly here, one other thing that we do want to check out is, let's see how many lands. So 28, lots of lands, but we all know it's going to be because of this guy. So we're going to start here with Omnath, Locus of Creation. So we got a 4-color baddie here. When Omnath enters the battlefield, we get to draw a card. Landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under our control, we gain 4 life. If this is the first time this ability resolved this turn, if it's the second time, add 4 mana, and if it's the third time, 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker we don't control. Very powerful there. Lots of triggers to be able to actually activate the 4 damage and everything else that's in there. So this is going to be a really tough card for us, for our opponents to overcome. Not for us, but us if we're not playing this deck. But let's go ahead and see what else we got going on here that really contributes to this. So the other newcomer here that we have is Lotus Cobra. So whenever a land enters the battlefield with this landfall, we get to add 1 mana of any color. So it's a very quick replacement in scalar, which is very nice. We have Spikefield Hazard. So this deals 1 damage at instant speed. If a creature would die, we can exile it. So it's a great way to get Lotus off, but also pro tip, as I've mentioned before, when Euro hits, yes, you're still going to get the draw. Yes, you're going to get the life, but that ability to not have them come back in is going to be very helpful for us. We also, this is a key card here for this particular one. And I forgot to mention that this particular deck is run by a player named Jabberwocky. So hats off to Jabberwocky. Well played, my friend, being #1 this quick out of the gates and figuring out a very nice Omnath deck out here that I'm appreciative to share with everyone. One of the key scalars here also is Dryad of the Elysian Grove, so we get to play an additional land, and lands we control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. So this is a really key card for us. Bone's still around, so here's a really other nice one that I really enjoy, Felidar Retreat. So this enchantment's got landfall. When we can either create a 2/2 cat beast or put a +1/+1 on each creature we control, and they gain vigilance till end of turn. I really like that. Lots of options. We have our good old Escape to the Wilds again, Ultimatum as well, but then one other newcomer here, Ancient Green Warden. So this creature has reach. We also can play lands from our graveyard, and if a land entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent we control to trigger, that ability triggers twice an additional time. That ability triggers an additional time, so twice. So very excited about this. This kind of reminds me of the 3/5 Death Toucher, Lifelinker trigger guy as well. So very excited. I think this one's going to be a lot of fun for us. Glad to see this particular list. We get lots of activation with Evolving Wilds, Fabled Passage. We got lots of land smoothing here. with all the pathways, and then additionally Spikefield here as another land. All right, Planeswalkers, that is the main deck list. Those are the key components, cards, callouts from Zendikar Rising, and then some of the oldies that everyone loves, a good old Euro, Bone Crusher as well, and then some of the other things that I had called out there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our best of 3 sideboard, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about how we would sideboard, because that's going to be important. Then we'll play our best of 1 and then our best of 3 matches. All right, so really we only got 4 key cards here, so very important because each of these are going to play into exactly what we need to do and how we need to sideboard for a lot of the key matches. So Red Cap Melee, this is going to be very powerful in Mirror Match. It's going to drop Omnath for us. Additionally, the ability to maintain the board by getting things like Dryad, Elysian Grove off. So in the Mirror Match, very important. It's also, I would run this against any red deck, as well as mono red is going to be a tough one for us as well. So that match actually can run fairly well against this Omnath deck, surprisingly. So keep that in mind. That's what else you're going to want to board in. You're also probably going to want to play this against the Nahiri decks, the Warrior decks, Boros decks, those kinds of things as well. Also, this one would work well for you in terms of the Izzet deck that I just did yesterday, so you can absolutely go check out that video and see why I would recommend running this one as well. Next, we got Confounding Conundrum. This card is pretty sweet. So 1, it stops ramp in its tracks. 2, we get to draw a card when it enters. So very, very nice. You're going to want to play this against any landfall decks. Additionally, you're going to want to play this against the Mirror Match. That's going to be very important for you. Otherwise, you're probably not going to need this one against things like Mono Red. It's not going to help you. So the key component here is landfall and Mirror Match. Next, we got Scorching Dragonfire. So deals 3 damage, exile. This is going to be very helpful for us again against things like Omnath if we need a little bit extra over the top, or Euro, so you could combine it with things like Red Cap, double up that way. Otherwise, any creature-based deck, this is going to work really well against, especially some more of the aggro stuff, allow us to protect our board a little bit more. So that's where I would play this. This would run really well against the Izzet one that we did. Again, the Boros decks, mono red. You're also, you're going to want to play this against mono green as well. So mono green's making a big comeback, especially in the best of 1. So keep an eye out there. Lots of places that we could play this. Next, we have Mystical Dispute. So where would I play this? Against any blue deck, absolutely. Mirror Match, absolutely. You're going to want to play this against some of the control decks. So there are cropping up to be a little bit. It is right now a tough spot for control with the way that Zendikar's Rising has came in. But something that you can keep an eye on, like the Azorius control decks. Those are still slowly floating around, so be careful. Additionally, against the Izzet deck that we already mentioned, this one's a great one to board in. Like I said, you can check out that video and understand why. You'll see that my opponent actually did a nice job boarding against me. What else? Any other deck that you may want to run this against is just to get any of their big cards off the board or things that are going to do something against us. But again, key ones, Izzet, Mirror Match, absolutely. And then I would say any sort of control deck. So the Rogue one would be good. So the Dimmer Rogues, you're going to run into that a lot. I would actually run Scorching against that as well, at Red Cap Melee as well. So I forgot to mention that. So that's something you can keep in mind. All right, Planeswalkers, now let's talk a little bit about the boarding. So 1, it's absolutely going to be crucial in terms of what you're playing. So if we focus on Mirror Match, you're obviously going to want to probably play these 12, for instance. And how would I board on that? Personally, for me, you're going to still want Spikefield if they're running Lotus. You may want to go less and keep the Bone Crusher up there, but that's just a thought. You could also take out some of the Felidar Retreats. This makes a good spot for you to kind of edge in and get some of these other control things going on. You could even take a risk by removing Ancient Green Warden instead of not getting all the additional triggers. And then you could always pull out some of these ones at the top end as well, because we still want to keep our core component and base here and get Omnath moving, because that's going to be really, really important for us. So those are a couple spots. The other place that you could board as well, if you wanted, is some of the lands. You could go to 26. You're probably going to be fine, but you're going to want to be careful in how you do this. We only have a few white sources here, so you may want to take a look at removing some of the islands, kind of a thing. So that's how I would approach that, Planeswalkers, as an idea. And then if we were going up against some of the more aggro decks, you're probably going to want to pull from these guys here and then shift these ones in. So questions, comments, let me know down below. Lots of talking here about this awesome #1 4-color Omnath deck. I believe it's actually called Ink. I believe. I don't have my thing in front of me, my cheat sheet. When you get to the 4 colors, it gets a little tricky. But again, by Jabberwocky, so hats off to Jabberwocky. All right, Planeswalkers, that concludes some of our strategy, boarding guide, all that for Omnath 4-color walkers. Let's go ahead and hop into some competitive Magic. I believe I am, there we go, top 1300. And we got 8 days left. Oh my gosh, I can't believe September is almost over. And be sure to check out, I'm gonna stay in touch because I am gonna put together a draft guide for you as well. So we are gonna play standard rank first. There's the lovely Is It, so you guys can check that one out. All right, 4-color Omnath, it is on, Planeswalkers. Quickly here, just want to say thank you as always. Appreciate the support, your feedback, your comments, and your discussion, as well as your tips and tricks for me when I don't perform the way you would like me to perform. With that said, Planeswalkers, please feel free to subscribe down over there. If you like the video, please like it. You can also follow me on Facebook, or like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, stay up to date. All right, so our opponent's going first. We need to decide if we're going to want to keep this. I'm going to actually play it for now. We can keep that, and we got a few things going on here, so let's hang on to that. Ooh, and I was thinking about pulling a white, but I think I'm actually going to go ahead and pull a blue here. And we didn't necessarily need to do that, but I wanted to get it out of the way. And we didn't need to do that because we can play Lotus Cobra and then drop Hero onto it. So unfortunately here, we're gonna have to decide on how we want to do this. I'm gonna do this first. Nice, well played. That is gonna hurt. That was very nice. So we can play the Cobra. If we do that, we're not gonna get enough off. So let's go escape. So they have to pretty much kill us next turn. Yeah. There they go. They got it. Very nice. So as I said, This deck's a little bit slow in terms of best of one. That is a nice gruul deck right there. Key things, ouch, 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 fell out of 1300, that hurts. Key things there though is probably could have played that order a little bit differently. If we would have put Cobra on there, we could have blocked some of that damage and maybe lasted one more turn to kind of clock off. But let's go ahead and play our next best of one here. So the play sequence is going to be very important there. We made a decision. Now, they would have had 3 of those things, so they had a really, really nice draw against us, which is good for them. All right, Eru, here we go. Eru. So we have Omnath. We go first. We're going to keep this. And we have all the color makings that we need. To debate here. Mill deck. Here we go. So we have enough to bring Nero in. But we're going to need to move quickly. So the sequence based off what we should have done, should have dropped Spikefield earlier, played Lotus Cobra. There's the burn. There we go. So next, we can play one, two, three, four, five. We need 6. So we got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we're gonna have to move quickly. It's possible that we may get milled out here. So we'll see. Ouch. We're done. We are done. And that would be why running Rune Crab in the best of one version will be better. Alright, we are going to call that a game and not waste our time. Let's go ahead and move into our best of 3 match. So our best of 1s weren't good. Our opponent there had a much nicer mirror for best of 1. Now it's time for best of 3. And let us go ahead and traditional standard ranked. Here we go. Okay, Magic player. So a big down ranking for us today. And boom. Alright, Planeswalkers, if you like watching me lose, like the video. Alright, here we go. Better start this time. We'll keep this. Dig for red. Uh-oh. It is everyone's favorite mirror match. So we can get Omnath out next turn if they don't snipe our Cobra. They can't snipe our Cobra and get Omnath out though. So they have it right now if they go white. Little different version here. Might not be on that if they're not running white. Here comes my Lotus. Ouch. Grab our one moment. Let's go with the cat. There we go. All right. So we didn't see everything that they had. We're gonna want to run our conundrums, and then I think let's run mystical disputes for now because we did not quite see everything that they had. They didn't play white though, so they didn't play an Omnath. So let's try those for now. So that's 8. So let's do one of those. Let's do one of those. Let's drop the ancient. We need 5 more. We need to keep those. I'm gonna drop 2 mysticals actually. We'll go 1 Feldar. Actually, I'm gonna do the 2 Feldar retreats. And then 1 escape because I like Genesis better. Alright, let's see what we got here and go from there. There we go, a little bit more light. That is not a keep we can take. This one we can do though. 6, everything else is white. Yeah. I'm gonna drop the escape. No, we need to keep that. Let's just drop our blue. There we go. Good thing we're running the same thing. There you go. Not bad, not bad. That's why you run the disputes, too. Ooh, that's good. If we can hit one more land, we can get escape in. So we only have the 4 damage. There it is. What do we want to grab? 3 blues, 2 reds, 2 greens. Let's grab a green source. That's what I was expecting, so we're good. Oh, this is so much fun. And we'll hit him for one. And we have enough to bring Euro back. There we go. Two cards. One, two. Surprised they did not take the Elysian out there. Oh, which one was that one? And Omnath is going to hurt. Let's just sack it. And sack it. can also run this. How many lands do we have? 20. And decline. Five cards. Let's dump 1, 2, 3. Keep that one. 4, 5. Then we have lethal. We can counter with our disputes, and we should be good. There it is, Planeswalkers. We did it. So a much better turnaround back in the 1500s from our best of 1 into our best of 3 matches. So let's go ahead and take a look at the deck here. Really, really like it. Lots of triggers. Got to see some of the sideboarding, which is very important, and you got to see it against the mirror match, which is going to be even more important. So let's go ahead and look at the #1 4-color Omnath deck here. So today, again, this one is by Jabberwocky, so hats off to Jabberwocky. Here's what we got going on again. This list is available for you down below in the description, so you have access to it. Tons and tons and tons of things that you can do with triggers, mechanics, and all that. So glad you got to see it. We did get everything in action here except for Ancient Green Warden. I did side that out, but other than that, I think we got everything in play. Additionally, we got to see Confounding Conundrum as well. So pretty neat, Planeswalkers. If you got questions, comments, if my best of 1 sucked, let me know. You can let me know down below. But hey, it is what it is. I did call it as it was at the beginning and said this can be a little bit slow, but off the bat, there are a little bit of potential misplay in terms of timing. So you get to 4 and you get moving and you get Omnath out, and it's a big snowball. So for those of you playing against this deck, keep that in mind. Keep everything off the board and kill fast. All right, Planeswalkers, lastly, again, just want to say thank you as always. If you liked the video, please like it. Additionally, please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. You can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, stay up to date on content like this. All right, enjoy the #1 4-color Omnath deck. And unfortunately, we can't win all the time, but even this deck can lose. So at least in best of 1. Best of 3, maybe a different story. All right, Planeswalkers, you stay safe. Mythras out. We'll see you again soon.